Yo tube, what's good? It's Aeghis. In today's video I'm going to be going over how I've been doing the solo Utgarde keep leveling in Wrath Classic. So yeah, let's just get right into it. The first thing I'm rocking here, and the most crucial thing that you're going to need for this run, is the minor speed increase on your boots, which you can buy off the auction house. Just go to the auction house and search up minor speed and it'll be there. The second thing you're going to want is Glyph of Blink, because this is going to increase the distance you travel when you use Blink, and this is going to be very crucial for outrunning the packs that you're going to be pulling. So these are two things that you definitely need. Now for things that are helpful, what you want is the double Battle Master aggression trinket from the PvP vendor. The reason why is this gives you 60 critical strike rating, and the health is nice from the BM. They do share a cooldown, so you can't use them. You're only using the second one for the extra crit. And the reason why you want the extra crit here, you can see I have about like 34 as fire, is because every time you crit with your living bomb, what that actually is going to do is give you mana back, because your spell criticals will refund 30% of their base mana cost. So this is going to be pretty crucial to making sure you don't during your runs. And then with that, I guess we can get into the spec. You can see I'm running 2 in Improved Fire Blast, 3 in Incineration, 5 in Ignite, 3 in World in Flames. We're not taking Burning Determination because obviously there's no interrupts or silences, and then we don't need Improved Fireball either. So we got Pyro, even though you never really press it, but you do want Blast Wave, so you're going to want to take that to unlock Blast Wave. Ignite, Impact rather, the stun is kind of nice. This is also nice for being able to range, run and max range the enemy. So, and then this, we obviously already talked about that, so we're gonna keep going. Critical mass, obviously more crit is good. Blazing speed is good in case you get hit. This makes you do more damage. This makes everything crit. Like, obviously, Combust is really strong. Molten Fury, so we're just taking that. We're taking Pyromaniac, we're taking Empowered Fire, and just to go kind of quicker here, we're taking Fire Starter, Dragon's Breath, 5 in Burnout, and then 1 in Living Bomb. So, and then for the Arcane, we're actually just getting 5 in Clear Casting. It doesn't really matter what you take up here. This was probably necessary, and then the 2, you can just put them in Arcane Subtlety, and then you want 5 in Clear Casting. That's going to be very good. And then I'm level 72 because I've been doing this for a while, so I just went ahead and put my spare points into a Student of the Mind for more mana regen. Okay, so now that we have the build and the enchants and whatever you need, you can also see I even stacked crit gems just to increase my critical strike chance. Yeah, we can go over obviously getting this Pungent Sealway will speed up your runs, because every time you need to drink, this is gonna ensure that you get more mana than just the buns that you make here. I think if I conjure my water, it's like what, 7,200 as compared to like 12,000. So yeah, you're gonna want those. You can get the Superior Mana Oil, not really like too necessary, but it is helpful. And then obviously having mana potions is also good in case you like kind of screw up. These are like a get out of jail free card, which is kind of nice. Speaking of another get out of jail free card, is the Rocket Boots, which I actually don't have. I don't think you need them, but if you do have engineering, you can get the Rocket Boots, and that's like kind of another get out of jail free card. So anyways, I think that's covers all in terms of character preparation. One thing I will say is that for me, like, this is something that was very difficult, I think, to adapt to at the beginning, was I didn't use tab targeting. So I do highly recommend having tab targeting for this, because when you're kiting the mobs and you want to turn around, trying to click their nameplates is not efficient at all. You want to be able to just cycle through. Like I said, I don't really like, I use Target Arena 1, 2, 3 and never really used tab targeting, but that is just something I wanted to throw in there that you should use if you aren't already. So anyways, instead of rambling on, let's just get right into how to do the run. Alright, so let's get right into this. So you can see here I'm entering the, make sure I got full gems going on. I have my Dampen Magic, Arcane Intellect, and I have my Molten Armor equipped. So we walk in. One thing I want to make sure is I'm full mana. Okay, well, yeah, you want to make sure you're full mana when you walk in. I guess I didn't, so anyways. So yeah, you walk in, first thing you do is you double DB these guys. you want to put a living bomb on this far guy here. I actually miss it, but he still aggroes anyway, so it's not a big deal. Then you blink through here. You just want to proc a Nova on that guy, and then you want to start hugging this right wall here. Basically your goal here is to just try to get these guys. I actually blast wave this one usually, and then my blink is off cooldown here, so I'll probably proc a blink. Yep, good. And now we're turning around. We're just kind of min-maxing some living bombs there, start damaging them a little early since we have some downtime here. Now we're still walking forward. Yeah, so it looks like we actually pull. So I'm gonna note something here is that this firewall, this wall of fire here, you want to make sure to attack one of these people, because the firewall won't go down until you attack someone. So I aggro one here, it aggroes him, takes down the firewall, and then we're just still running through here. I actually take a little bit of damage there, but it's fine. My blink is off CD, so I use it. My cone of cold actually misses on this guy, so I'm forced to Nova. Not really a big deal. Proc a double blast wave there, gives me my instant flame strike as well, which you can use for just some extra damage. Looks like I actually just kind of forget about it and don't use it. But anyways, let's see what we got going on. And then this is kind of like when the run is, let's say, complete. Like, you pretty much at this point, you're good as long as you don't really make too many mistakes in terms of pathing. So one thing I want to say about how to make sure that your pathing is correct is whenever you have them in this scenario, like, walking forward is what's going to give you the best path. So you can see here, I'm just lighting them up and I'm just walking forward. I may do like little micro adjustments, but for the most part, I'm walking in the same direction for a long period of time until I'm forced to kind of change that direction. If you're kind of like strafing around a lot and you're like kind of, you know, keyboard turning and just moving and strafing, and it's really ugly, then that's how they're going to catch up to you, because you're like having really unclean movement. So you can actually see here, I kind of even make a mistake. I like start walking towards them for a second, but it's fine because I have my blink back and forward, and I can always proc a blast wave on them if needed. So I actually ignite stun that guy into a giant flame strike, so that's actually massive damage right there. So yep, I'm actually just tab targeting through, and what I'm doing is I'm putting living bombs on everybody. If I tab through and I actually hit a target who already has a living bomb, let's see if maybe that happens at some point. Nope, still tab targeting. But anyways, if you tab target to someone who already has a living bomb, you don't want to reapply it, because what actually does most of the damage is the living bomb expiring. So you don't want to reapply living bomb before it expires. So now that everyone is kind of low, what happens when the mobs get low is they actually tend to they slow down, so you can kind of bring them more towards the middle, so they start stacking, and then you can just easily kind of wipe them out. Just double DB, get my instant flame strike, kill that guy. And then yeah, so now I actually loot the mobs, because doing the 3 pulls, you're actually going to run into an instance lockout. So really there's no point to not loot them. Like, you're gonna be sitting there waiting anyways, so you might as well just get the free money. Also, one thing to note is you to just loot these guys, if you have auto loot enabled, you can just kind of right click them and move right away. You don't actually have to like click on them. That's a little tip I learned later after making this. So now the second run here, you want to go up the hall here. As you saw on the map, this is going to bring you deeper into the dungeon. At this point, you usually just want to either remake your mana gem here, because you can, and you can also you know, rebarrier, rebuff, redampen if you need to. And what you're doing here is you're waiting for this dragon to come down. So actually you'll see right here that there's actually not a dragon. You're waiting for him to kind of fly in, because you don't want him to spawn. You can see there he is. So you need to like enter the room, which I guess prompts the dragon to start flying down. That's really good. Actually reapply my mana oil there. I guess it ran out. So looks like I'm full mana. Everything is good. Nothing's gonna run out mid run here. I probably should have like min-maxed another mana gem just in case, but not really a huge deal. So basically how you want to start this pool is you want to proc an invis, because you want to be able to get to the end so you can pull them all, and then drag them back into the room that you were just in. So we actually proc an invis here, wait for it to fully go off, then you just want to follow this line up here, and then where you want to stop is on this little tile right here. So you want to like line yourself up with this like stack of hay, and then you kind of want to stand like in this little square here, because this is where you actually won't aggro anybody. So I come out, I'm standing here, I'm not aggroing anybody. The first thing I want to do here is I want to aggro the guy in front of me, the dragon. As you'll see, living bomb, and then you want to living bomb this guy, and then you want to living bomb this Drake handler over here, or you can just body pull him, and then yeah, actually body pulling is probably better. And then you want to blink through as soon as this guy's about to attack you. Then you can also pull this guy, and then right as you get to about to leave the room, like right there, then you can pull this Drake. So this is gonna set you up pretty nicely. I turn around here and I start tab targeting and living bombing, and now I'm just gonna walk in a straight line. I actually proc a blink because it's kind of important to like blink off CD. That way you kind of maintain max distance. And the reason why maintaining max distance on this run is important is because the mobs have kind of a throw mechanic, so they can attack you from range. So you can see here, I'm just kind of ranging them, letting them come to me. So I'm tab targeting, putting living bombs, still tab targeting, combust here. Now I'm putting more living bombs, trying to make sure I'm walking in a straight line. So now I'm tab targeting, living bomb, still tab targeting. I blink as the throw cast is about to go off, so I range it. You can always proc a mana shield here if you really want to. And then, because you know, you still have your mana pot and your mana gem as well. So my blink is off cooldown in 3 seconds. Boom, blink there. They might get a little close on this run. That's you know, usually fine. You just can't let them obviously all attack you, because then you would die. And what that comes down to is making sure that your walking path is actually straight. So you can see here with my movement, like obviously what I'm doing is I'm tab targeting and putting living bombs on, but what's more important to look at is how I'm moving. So you can see I've just walked in this massive straight line. Now I realign myself here and get myself pointed in a direction where I'm going to be able to walk in a straight line again. Boom, still walking in that straight line. I change, I blink, still walking in that straight line. Kind of moving myself over a little bit. Get myself in a position to blink here in a second. They're getting a little close. I can blink. Still spreading those living bombs. And now everyone is below 30% or whatever percentage it is that they are now injured. So they're moving a lot slower. And this is kind of where I tend to move a little bit more into the middle to kind of stack them up a little. Since they're all slowed, I'm not really threatened. I don't need to like min-max my position and try to range them, because they're never going to catch me now. They're never going to catch me as long as I'm, you know, not terrible at the game. So you can see here, they're all just dying. I just start casting some flame strikes. Boom. So that's that one. You can obviously loot them. Let me just fast forward here. So yeah, we walked back into the hall from the run that we just did, and then we didn't pull these 3 mobs in here. And then there's also 4 more mobs down the road, so that's going to be the final pull. So what you want to do in order to not aggro these guys is you want to blink before you cross the line here. You can see this line that I'm looking at right here, this like little edge. You just want to like not cross that. You just want to blink before it and go to the other set of stairs, as to not aggro these guys here. So I'm eating to full. I've remade my mana gems, rebuffed everything. And now we should start the run. So here's what we do. Basically, for this one, the strategists are the ones that you really want to focus. I actually recommend making a target Dragon Slayer strategist macro to make sure that you can always prioritize your living bombs on them first, because those are the people who are actually going to be a threat in this pool, because they have an ability called Axe Hurl or Hurl Axe or something, and that's going to actually do a lot of damage, and it has a pretty far range. So there's 3 strategists, I believe. So I proc living bomb on that left one, and then I immediately just start walking back. Here, I'll just back it up just in case. Yeah, procking living bomb on him, and then we're just hugging this wall here, walking down. You can see there's one of the strategists there. I actually Should proc a living bomb on him here. And you can see how I avoid this pack. I'll back it up again. I just kind of body pull him and then blink through. And then I just start living bombing them. So this runway here, this little runway, is how you're going to do a lot of your damage to them. You want to block I actually block like pretty far in this run. Usually you want to block like a little bit farther, but you need to make sure that your blink isn't on cooldown coming out of the block, because you need to be able to cancel Aura Ice block and blink at the same time. So you can see they're all stacking, which is the goal here. I blink and then I'm combust living bombing all these targets, and this is going to do massive damage. So you can see here I have living bombs on everybody. Still just prioritizing living bombs, walking in this straight line, and then I'm just going to keep tab targeting and pressing living bomb. You can see my mana is getting a little bit low. And then you can see these strategists, they have this hurl dagger ability. So what you can actually do, and what I should have done, is timed my blink once they started casting it. So right here you can blink to range it, because you can see my health here. The hurl daggers, yeah, you can see it in the air. It does like about 1600 damage. So you can't let too many of them go off, or else you're really going to struggle in this match, or in this pool. It actually procs a blazing soul, which is kind of lucky, so that's always good. You don't have to really worry about these spell casts. All this does is really like put like a shield on them, which you can actually spell steal if you need to. So again, I get hit by another axe, actually not doing this run super clean. But you can see they're all like, the strategists are all pretty much about 30%, and that's why we're like want to emphasize that whole block strat on the on that really long runway, is because you can actually get them down really low before you bring them out into the circle. So you minimize the amount of time that you need to kite them, which is the hard part. So you can see they're all already pretty much dead. So I'm just, you know, doing my classic kiting like I was, making sure I'm walking in that straight line as much as I can. Now that they're all kind of low though, I'm bringing them more in towards the middle so I can just clear it a little faster. This is like something you can do as you get more comfortable, so you can make your runs a little bit more efficient. And then actually fat finger my Evo there. Just trying to kill these guys as quick as I can at this point. And the run is pretty much over. So yeah, at this point right now for me, it's actually 9 in the morning. I actually just got done doing this for 8 hours overnight. And I got to 73 in about 8 hours. So that's, you know, actually not that bad. I think the strat is going to be doing this pool until you hit about 77, and then from there you probably want to go and level. At least that's what I've been told, and how I've kind of talked to other mages, and we all kind of agree that that's the general idea. Anyways, I hope this guide has helped you. You can see in this video I'm level 70, so I'm doing this as like a fresh 70. You don't need to like be level 71 to start this. You can just be full, you know, just fresh level 70. And I've heard people say that you can do this with no gear whatsoever. I wouldn't recommend that, because I feel like it's going to be so inefficient that you probably would just have a faster time leveling anyways. But it's up to you guys if you want to try it. Anyways, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be streaming myself doing this over the next couple of days on my live stream, twitch.tv/AEGHISTV. So check me out over there. Anyways, that's all for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace, peace, peace.